Okay, so I'm going to take that palm tree down. It's pretty much dead. You know, you can see the other ones. This one on the left is actually pretty diseased either too. That's probably going to end up coming down, but that dead one that's right there, we've been kind of hoping it'll come back. The other one seems to be doing okay, but that one's gonna come down. And if you look up on top, I don't think there's any green that's left up there. What happened was someone spiked the tree when they were climbing up and down, and it got diseased. So I'll actually take a little close to show what it is. I'd like to dump it this way so it's coming straight toward me. It's kind of leaning the other way and the wind's blowing that way too, so I may have to cheat a little bit and put a rope on it so it comes down this way, but we'll see what happens. So here's where a tree took down this section of fence. Actually there's two trees, and one I cut out. There's two palms. One that you can't see, but then you can see the rest of that stump. That's not a palm, that's over there. But there's another one that was actually right here, and that's the one that initially took it down, and then you got all these vines that are over there that are bringing it down. So if I look back over this way, if I step back and look at that tree, you can see it's actually leaning back a little bit. I mean it's not too big a deal. If it falls the wrong way, I mean, the worst I can do is hit the fence and it's already down, but I don't think it would even reach the fence. But what I'll try to do is I'll try to pull it that way, and I'll notch it so it's going to come forward, and then I'll dump it right there ideally. Shouldn't be too hard. So I'll go ahead and I'll show what that looks like. And then I hope there's nothing up there. I mean, I don't see any raccoons or anything up there. I don't want to go climbing up there to go look. There is, oh well, you know, he's coming down with the tree, but they do go up there, and you know, they'll go up there like at night. I've seen tons of them that are up there. Like in that tree there, I had seen five raccoons all at one time that were up there eating. I don't know what they eat, bugs or something up there. So, but I definitely saw 5 raccoons in that tree, and you can see how tall that one. Okay, so here I've gone. I put a rope on the tree, and I put a taut line hitch, but you can put any kind of a knot on there, not too big a deal. I just did something that'll hold it on there, and then when I have it under tension it'll be fine, and then when I pull it away it comes out okay. And then obviously I'm gonna pull the ladder down, but you can see I'm just gonna put it out there and then just put a little tension on it, because as I said, we look at this tree, it's kind of leaning the wrong way, and I don't want it to go into the fence. I don't know that it would. Probably come a little bit short of the fence, but I'm going to do it that way. So, okay, so here, I think you can see this okay. I'm going to do a modified Poulan hitch, and it's the way you do it is you just hook the rope like this, and then normally what you would do, actually this way, I like that. So normally what you do, nope, I had it right the first time. So normally what you do, this would be the end of the rope, and the way you do a Poulan, there's an old saying that what you do is you come up the hole, around the tree, and back down the hole. So fortunately this rope is too long, so I can't really do that. So this will actually work okay. So I'm going to come up the hole, you go around the tree, and then back down the hole. And this is something you'd use if you were actually like on a, picking someone up in a rescue situation, that you wanted to bring them up a cliff or something like that. And then what happens is that will lock the knot so that it won't move. I did this so that I can pull the loop out and it'll actually work, and that'll be okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and slip it on here and pull it tight, so that when I pull a tree, I'll have tension on this. So I'll just pull it a little bit, and then that should actually be fine. Ideally, I would have a hook on here. In fact, I may actually get that to hook it on there so I can pull it, and it'll be a little bit better, a little bit stronger. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to just use this pin. I'm going to actually use a hook for it. So, but that's pretty much it. Again, you just come up. The way you did it is you do a little loop, come up the hole, around the tree, and then back down the hole. And then that would be something you could put this around your body. If you took this and you put it around your body, I know you can't see me, I don't think. And then this would be perfectly supporting you. And even though I have this little loop in here, that's probably fine too. It just makes it a little easier to undo later. Okay, so here I pulled the rope tight. So there I got it on the hitch of my tractor. and I'm going to follow it up. And then there I got the rope going up, right? No big deal. Go ahead and pull that. I don't know if that's going to be enough tension, but that should stop it from falling all the way over anyway. And then I'll go ahead and notch it. So it's got a little bit of tension to pull it over. That'll probably offset the wind, because the wind, you know, you can see the wind's blowing the wrong way. So that should be enough to help pull it down. Ideally, I'd have someone else here to help pull it down. But when I notch it, it should come down okay. So what I've got is a STIHL MS310, which is a 20-inch bar. It's actually a great chainsaw. I think normally it'd be like $600 when they're new, but I got it used for $125, which probably about half of what it's worth. I sort of lucked out because it could have been a piece of crap, but it turned out to be okay. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to notch it. If I go up, let me put this a little bit closer. I'm going to notch it the long way. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. This is kind of a pretty cool way that I was just shown how to do it. And I'm going to notch it. I'll probably be standing back a little bit. I guess I can do it from the other side so that you can see how I do it. I've got my safety glasses on. This is the way you should start it. If I go through and hold it between your legs or hold it on the ground and step between it, this is probably the easiest way for me to do it. But just squeeze it between your legs. Your legs will bruise up and so like that at the end of the long days or a couple days, but not too big a deal. And then you put it at a fast idle when you first start it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to notch it the long way, like this. So I'm going to notch it a little bit higher than that, and the advantage of doing this is when it tips over, a lot of times you end up doing like a 45, you notch it in like this and notch it in the other way. This way it's not going to hit against it. It's going to hinge over, and this is going to be my hinge point right here. So hopefully it'll pull it over. If not, it's going to make a mess. So we'll see what, I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera back a little bit. So it pretty much dumped exactly where I planned it to go. I think I got it. You can see where it fell down, and you can see how it came on the notch. If I do it from this angle, you can see how I notched it and how it exactly fell down, exactly where I wanted it to go. And if you do that high notch, then what happens is it can't hit on top. You could do like a 45, but it's a pretty thin tree too. It's not like you're doing a huge tree here either. I mean, it's just a palm tree. Came out pretty perfect. Dropped almost exactly where I wanted it. Maybe a little bit off. I probably would have liked it a little more along the rope, but I mean, that's exactly kind of where I was aiming it. What happened was, you can see where the notch is, and I was there's a line on the saw. I'll show you when you're cutting this. There's a line on the saw that you can see right there. So when you're aiming it, this tells you where the notch is going to go. And that's going to tell you the direction where the tree is going to fall, because that's exactly square to the blade. And that's what I used to aim it. So came out pretty good. Came out perfect. That's exactly where, you can see exactly where it falls. Right where I notched it. And then now I'm just going to sit up on that log and cut it into pieces. Here I'm using a smaller saw to cut that, but you'll see this saw is pretty sharp too. It's a 16-inch bar, but you'll see how fast this one cuts.